I remember walking into Cessna Business Park somewhere in July 2015 for my interview, and I couldn't. I didn't know where Treebo Hotels was because nowhere on any board in any building did it say Treebo Hotels or Ruptup Solutions. So I asked Rahul, I messaged him saying, where do I need to come? And he said, you need to come to Affine Analytics. And I found that out, and that's when I realized, saying we were, renting out some space from a larger company there. Um, that setup was 10 seats that were given to us, one meeting room, and we were running out of that place. From there, going on to IndyCube Alpha, then moving on to HSR, where we had 3 floors to ourselves. It was, I think it was very exciting to finally get your own space. But I think the memories that we created in Cessna with that small group that was continuously growing would be something that I would hold on to forever. We created something beautiful right there. It all started there. And now we are here, we are in this massive space. Again, so very, very fortunate to have seen this journey. And I think it's very warm for all of us here who have been a part of any journey that we've moved forward with, any office that we have moved on to see the growth that that Treebo has seen in terms of everything, especially in the number of people that we have added to the family.
So this is back in 2015. We launched 4 properties on 20th June 2015 and became live as Treebo Hotels. And about a month down the line, somewhere in the last week of July, we had few hotels in Bangalore, but we were only present in Bangalore. And we always wanted to be a pan-India, a national hotel chain. So we thought, why not make our footprint grow wider and not just grow it in Bangalore. Typically, most of the startups try to perfect their playbook in one city and then replicate it in other cities. But we decided to do it differently at Treebo. And so somewhere in the last week of July, probably around 26th July, we decided to sign up for this BHAG. BHAG is big, hairy, audacious goal that we will launch 3 cities in addition to Bangalore on 15th of August, and we'll launch these 3 cities with 2 hotels each minimum, so that it means a sizable presence in those markets. And these 3 cities were Jaipur, Mumbai and Delhi. I was personally in Mumbai at that point in time. I was looking after Mumbai business, and in these 3 cities we had no sign-ups at that day when we decided to go after this BHAG. And we had just less than 20 days to go after it, and back then I think we were a team of about 20-25 people, so it was a fairly audacious goal that we signed up for. And what happened in the next 18 days was just mind-blowing. It's probably one of the most deeply etched memory for me in my journey in Treebo. And we actually managed to sign 2 or more properties in all the 3 markets. We actually managed to launch these properties on the same day, and we became the national hotel chain that we wanted to be. So that was Mission Independence, and one of the BHAGs that I'm still very proud of, we all are very proud of, and one of the most memorable moments for me at Treebo. So that's August for you. Come September, we had grown to about 20 odd properties across 4 different cities. Actually, we had added Hyderabad also by then. So we are in 5 cities, and we are sitting in September, and we had a really bad month of September, both in terms of occupancy, the revenue that we could generate, as well as in terms of the experience we were offering to our consumers. Now, folks who've been at Treebo for a while clearly know that this company's two very important priorities are: first is experience, second is economics, profitability. So again, for a 3-month-old startup, we decided to do something which typically is not heard of, typically is not seen anywhere else, as we decided we will not expand any further. And for good 2 months, everyone was focusing on sales, experience, making sure that we get the ball rolling on those two fronts, set up the basic processes, the engine gets up and running, and then we go into expansion mode again. So that is another remarkable moment in our journey that I recall, because it's not something that happens too often. It's not a routine thing for a startup to do.
Prowl is actually one of the first homegrown products that we built at Treebo. It's evolved so much, and it's evolved fairly beautifully. I have been fortunate enough to be a part of that journey itself in the last 2.5, 3 years. I think Prowl is as a concept is so powerful. It's truly game changing. It's something that Treebo has been able to create, innovate very, very beautifully, and it's of immense value. I think this is really where our game changing efforts in the experience part of running Treebo came in. And it's a key milestone for me. Every version of Prowl that came out were key to where we are, where we stand with quality and experience at Treebo. So Bumblebee is something that's very close to my heart, and I'm sure very close to a lot of people's hearts right now. We started work on Bumblebee very early on in 2015. So I think September 2015, we had absolutely no idea of what we wanted to do. How do we tackle this beast of, replacing Hotologics? And we had to start somewhere. So after days and days of early morning discussions between Amit, Caddy and me, we decided that we'll first try and replace the front end and make it easier for our hotel staff to use a product that's more user friendly and just easier to use. So that's where the Bumblebee journey started, and I'm sure the product looks very different today, and but I think that is that contributed in a significant way to this mammoth that we are trying to build today. So yeah, I think it was a great start.
So I remember initially we were partying with Rahul, Sid, Caddy, and we used to party with a lot of early employees centrally, Vikas Singh, Niharika, and I used to say कि यार बॉस पार्टी तो गोवा में ही होनी चाहिए, नहीं तो पार्टी का मजा नहीं होता था, ठीक है. एंड लॉट ऑफ पीपल यूज्ड टू से आउटिंग करना है. एंड वन डे प्रसन्ना, ही वाज आवर एडमिन, ही कम अप एंड सेड कि गोवा जा रहे हैं. एंड आई वाज लाइक सीरियसली गोवा जा रहे हैं, क्या बात कर रहे हो यार, मेरी पिछली कंपनी आज तक महाबलेश्वर नहीं लेके गई, एंड यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट गोवा. एंड आई वाज रियली एक्साइटेड कि बॉस गोवा जाएंगे, दारू पियेंगे एंड फन करेंगे, गेम करेंगे. एंड दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट माय माइंडसेट गोइंग टू गोवा. When we started our journey and I was in bus, so यार दारू तो कोई नहीं पी रहा था, but when I really got के सब आधे लोग दारू पी चुके हैं, and I was like started off with my दारू, and when I really came to that place Goa, where exactly you will have fun and all that activities which you want, I was like sober and meeting lot of people and not demonstrating what actually I am, a party animal. So but after a couple of hours I was like vomiting. So that was my party. But really speaking, what I learned from there is you got to know everything. You got to know experience of various city team, what they actually deliver, how hard they work, how central team is facing challenges that city team came to know, and a lot of amazing experiences. You get to know a person as an individual, which you always listen on calls only. So that is an amazing experience that you will know a person as an individual. And what I will try to suggest over here to you is कि बस पार्टी में तो आए हो बट कुछ सीख के जाना.
Hi everyone, my name is Santosh. I remember my days of me joining Treebo. My interview happened at Cessna Business Park. I believe my interaction with this tech park happened only for 2 days. While I think my guess is that we were sub 30 hotels end of 2015. I joined at a phase where we were less than 30 hotels. In our journey of being 12x right now, I think we had a brilliant pitch stop at our HSR office. Okay, where I think a lot of Treebs here still get a sense of nostalgia when we speak about HSR and the related surroundings. The best part of HSR for all of us were it was located in a brilliant place, okay, connected to food and beer or whatever you ask for. HSR brings us a lot of memories where we coming to office and rather getting out of it, okay, did not have a hard start or a hard stop for it. Some of those nostalgic memories, we've largely built a lot of our DNA from the HSR office. Okay, I think we've seen a strength of 50 people growing to 250 when it became overcrowded. That's probably when we realized that we have to move to a different place. But still, one thing that I take back from HSR is the nostalgia it brings to all of us. The brilliant media complex where sometimes the interviews happened because we couldn't get enough meeting rooms. Otherwise, the walk across the office post lunch. Sometimes we even get to see a lot of sales folks, or rather a lot of other teams as well, doing using the terrace as a sort of an open bar of sorts. Of course, it's bring your own beer, but still, I feel it had all the ingredients that is probably required for what we are here today. Right, so nothing but nostalgia. A great place. I mean, HSR was a great place.
So the next, milestone in our journey, which was again a very special one, was having 100 Treebo properties live across India. We hit this milestone in July 2016, little over 1 year from our launch. And this happened, mind you, when we decided to actually go slow on expansion for 3 months in between. And sometime in April 16, we also finally moved to a complete franchise model commercially and changed the deal construct, which was also something which no one was doing in the market. All our competitors were still operating with a different commercial structure. Considering everything, I think for us to hit that wonderful milestone of 100 properties, 22. So considering everything, I think this was a very memorable milestone for us. 100 properties, 22 cities. We actually became that large player in the market, which the market noticed, the world noticed, and hence this is one of the most memorable milestones for us.
Young, fresh, reliable, conversational and desirable. Back in 2016, this is what we wanted Treebo to stand for. When we started working on the brand, we looked at a ton of analytics that gave the sense of the shape of a tree bomb today. And it was funny to know that we had to go through an analytical approach for a creative process. The best part of the current form of the brand identity is the T, which depicts a traveler's journey. think this depiction of traveler's journey through a tea makes very good sense for a company that is eventually bringing best experiences around travel. I will just end with saying the best part was defining a traveler's journey through a tea. If you take a closer look at the tea, you will notice that it's a path. This path is a customer's journey. This is the journey we want to be part of.
When we hit 1 million annualized room nights, it just felt very, very special. Especially because it was coming on the back of a month when we felt we hadn't done that well. And this was a month when we saw almost a 10 plus percentage point increase in occupancy, almost a 14% increase in number of hotels, etc. So it was both BD and sales contributing to this very, very special number. So of 1 million annualized room nights, and I know we've done so much more since then, but that was the first time we hit the milestone. And I think across channels and across the entire BD and sales team, we were extremely happy about it.
Yeah, so on the Limca book of records, yes, so this was one of the achievements that I will always remember in the times to come. This was in 2016, December 24th, when me and my team, which involved Anushri, and we had Monish, who used to work with me in this initiative called Proactive Guest Delight, in which we used to reach out to the guests who were staying at our property, okay, and in a more proactive approach of delighting our customers or our guests who come and stay at our property. Yeah, so we used to do a lot of I wouldn't say a background verification, but a lot of thought used to go as to what needs to be done, what exactly can we do to surprise the us or guests who are staying at our properties. So during which time we happened to do a lot of surprises to our customers by whether it is in the form of surprising them with a delicacy which they love the most, or for that matter, getting this birthday celebrated of a child in the hotel, right? So I'll just cut the conversation short by discussing only about Limca here. So as I said, in 2016, December 24, 2016, is when we had thought of carrying out a Christmas celebration all over India. I remember during that time we had close to around approximately around say 190 properties pan-India in 15 states. Not in all the properties could we celebrate this event, but we tried to reach out to the maximum properties. Okay, and the majority of the cities, that included around 15 cities and 170 say Treebo properties where we conducted this celebration, Christmas celebration. The entire idea was to, when this thought came into mind, it was solely intended to give, say, a home feeler, a homely feeling to all the guests who was staying at the properties due to various reasons. They were not able to be at home to celebrate their Christmas, or for that matter, folks who don't even, celebrate Christmas, staying at our properties due to business reasons or otherwise. Okay, we as a team thought, why not, do something very special for them, okay, which should be, cost effective, yet we should be able to create that kind of a celebratory environment at the hotels where, these in-house guests feel special. And that is how we came up with this, event called Marathon Christmas Celebration, okay, in 2016. So it was a major success, and this was the first time I remember where I got a feeler of a celebration that is generally you will get to see this euphoria when it's a match of India-Pakistan final that is going on, every Indian is like, say celebrating, and the moment they win the match, like, they go all out to celebrate by cracking, say crackers, firecrackers and all that. Pretty similar to that, I felt a similar kind of a vibe, from all the city teams who, were so forthcoming and proactively helped us out to get this celebration, say carried out at all the properties in these 15 states, that is 170 properties. So we carried out this event on the same day at the same time. So we celebrated from morning to evening. We had, plum cakes, as well as wine served at various properties. The properties where the wine was not allowed, we were serving them beverages, carrying out various Christmas carols, and QMs were extremely, they had, say, they had come all the way out to, say, celebrate Christmas with the in-house guests. I remember, a couple of the QMs. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to recollect their names, but or QM from Hyderabad happened to, have a get-up of a Christmas father, and he, was distributing sweets and chocolates to the children at the hotel, as well as, Christmas gifts to some of the in-house guests. That was something which, I have hardly seen in any of the hotels, and hence. I feel that the recognition that came along with this kind of a celebration of Christmas marathon was very unique. Okay, guests did feel at home, and they did feel that, we really feel that they are part of the family, and we want to look after them even if they are not with their families, right? So now once the event was completed, as we were talking about Limca book, it was not an idea or to ever get into any kind of a record. Okay, neither did we ever planned this event to create the record for that matter. So one fine day, I think it was right after this celebration, Christmas marathon, is when I get a call from Abhinav Kumar. Correct me if I'm wrong, Abhinav. It is ending with B. Abhinav Kumar from Ahmedabad. He was the QM at that time. So he called me and he said, Satishji, this is a very massive event we have done. I mean, he doesn't recall of any chain of hotels who has carried out, say, a celebration like this at such a huge scale. Okay, and believe me, guys, this was one of the most cost-effective, say, operations that we carried out. At every property, we did not keep a budget more than 700 to 800 rupees. Right? With that 700 to 800 rupees, we had to manage the celebration. Yeah. So in a way, you can say at 1,000 rupees, if you had to count, just to make the calculation simpler, at 170 properties, probably we would have blown around 1.7 lakhs. Right? But again, that was definitely worth it. So Abhinav, when he called me, he said, why don't we just try for a Limca Book of Records? Okay, I said, honestly, I was clueless as to how to go about it, but he planted a seed in my mind, and he said, just do find out, if you could be one of the, say, record holders with Limca Books. So that is when, this struck me, and I started doing a lot of reading and got into their website, reached out to the point of contact, complied with the requirements and all that. Okay, and to our surprise, even Limca Books believed that this was an event, a marathon event that none of the chain of hotels has ever done till date. Okay, and I was, the kind of feeler I got at that time was like, I started getting goosebumps because this was not something which we were expecting, and it happened. So we are a holder of Limca Book of Records, thanks to Abhinav Kumar, who did suggest this idea. So hence prove that ideas can come from anywhere, and I would encourage each one of you to be as participative as you can to suggest ideas which will bring in a change not only to the experience the customers have, but at the same time with coming up with innovative ideas like this to further make the customer experience even more robust, and they should feel at home. So that's all I think. I have already told you about how this all panned out and how did we enter into Limca Book of Records. So we are the single hotel chain to ever do a marathon event like this on the same day, the same time, okay, at such a massive scale. Okay, so this was recognized by Limca Book of Records. So for your reference, you can always can buy one of those Limca books and have a look at it and be a proud Treebo, because we are in Limca Books, and that's a great thing. Not everyone can make it to Limca Books. Suppose that I have already initiated the the work to get into the Guinness Book of Records too, but unfortunately it was too late to apply with them, because by the time I applied, it was the applications had closed. So never mind. Probably I'm confident that with all of you around, and the entire Treebo family can work together to really come out with another idea which would make a difference, and which will be a very unique thing that could ever happen to the travelers who are coming and staying with us at Treebo Properties.
First memory of office is actually that of the puja day when we had the inauguration ceremony 8 in the morning. Only couple of people, in the office, and I was was a bit apprehensive about the new location because Longewala was pretty near to my place, and I was involved with my team members were only designing it, so I was involved with that process as well. But looking at it for the first time, made it worth the while, to move a little farther from Longewala. And fortunately, on that particular day, we had a meeting scheduled here as well with our brand consultants, and it was a vast open area, and we just assembled all those pristine white chairs and had our first work-related meeting in new office. It was a great feeling, being the first one to be there, amid all this color and freshness. It was good.
So dealing with GoMT has always been difficult, and during the first exit of GoMT, it was within a night it happened, and the next day in the morning we all had to rush back to all our OTAs and make them fire like crazy for us, make them work for us. That was exciting. And then the second time when they started with us again, it was an surprise for us that finally they agreed to our terms and conditions. Then listing their properties within 15 days. It was quite tough to deal with them, make them understand what do we have and how do we work, and make them work as per our terms and condition. That was a little bit difficult, but yes, somehow we managed it. And then after the exit again, we tried to get back to our OTAs, and the best thing what we are seeing is our direct channel is firing that much what GoMT used to do. So that's a good sign.
Okay, I'll begin with introducing the team, given the team has really become a lot large than when I joined here. So the team now consists of a set of enablers like the cataloging team and the content team, the very ingenious performance marketing team, a very sharp set of engineers, and a very customer-oriented product team. To put things in perspective, the direct team has grown from overall 5% contribution in May of 2016 to about 30% contribution today. This stupendous growth has come on the back of a lot of initiatives from us in terms of The stupendous growth that we've achieved has come with a lot of firing of lead bullets, as we fondly like to call, and there were absolutely no silver bullets that we could find. The initiatives on a lot of initiatives on the product side were to deal with traffic, which were initiatives like SEO, the development of the Treebo app, and a lot of integrations with a lot of metas that today contribute to a lot of traffic for us. On the conversion side, however, we worked on a lot of pricing initiatives like auto application of coupons, strike-through pricing, and enablers like marketing automation that today help us remarket to these users. I would really like to congratulate the team on behalf of the entire organization for achieving the stupendous growth that we have, and would like to wish that we achieve, along with the B2B sales team, the 90% direct dream by the end of this calendar year. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to the large team that we have formed now. It consists of a lot of enabling teams like cataloging and content, teams, a very ingenious performance marketing team, an astute and sharp engineering team, and a very customer-focused product team. To put things in perspective, we've achieved what we've achieved. From 5% direct sales contribution back in May 2016, today we stand at 30% contribution to overall sales volumes. We were also the largest channel on a state basis in May in terms of overall contribution to sales. This stupendous growth has come with a lot of imbibing of the values of data orientation and failing fast and failing smart. As Rahul likes to call it, firing of a lot of lead bullets and almost no silver bullets at all. Initiatives on both the traffic side and the conversion side were very, very important for us to achieve this growth. On traffic side, initiatives like SEO, integration with metas, and a lot of affiliate partnerships along with the rollout of the app, Treebo app, has helped us a lot in scaling the traffic on Treebo.com. Whereas on the conversion side, we focused a lot on pricing initiatives like auto application of coupons, strike-through pricing, and a set of enablers again, like the Clever Tap marketing automation integration that enables us to reach out to the users again. I would like to congratulate the team for achieving the stupendous growth that we have till now on behalf of the entire organization, and wish that we together with the B2B team achieve the dream of being 90% direct in this calendar year.
I'm going to talk about an interesting question that I was often asked in my first year at Treebo, both from fellow Treebs as well as my friends and fellow product managers outside of Treebo. The question used to often get asked was, why do we not have an app? When will we have an app out? We got so many users we could tap into and there's a lot of demand sitting out there. And for the first year or so, we kept pushing out on when we would build an app, until a milestone came when we were going to do a brand campaign in May 2017. We knew that without the app, that may not be as successful a brand campaign as it could be with the app. And that's when we came up with an innovative solution to bundle out our PWA mobile site into an app, and in the very, very first month started seeing about 100 room nights every day from our app. From there to building a native app out, to today reaching to approximately 40-45% of all the direct bookings that we get, crossing the 500 daily room night milestone, and more importantly, having a few 100,000 active app installs and overall crossing 1 million. This has been a massive milestone for Treebo, and from here on we can only go upwards.
So my memories of brand campaign are vivid. Like as a team, we got to know first that we are gonna go ahead with it, and like there was super excitement that we are gonna onboard a celebrity, and day in and day out we were planning, getting to know from everyone, what all celebrities are in consideration set, and then finally in town hall it was revealed that we are gonna go ahead with Irfan Khan for our first ever brand campaign, and it was a frenzy. Like everybody was excited that okay, we're gonna do our first big brand campaign, and I thought that was like the peak of it. But when it went live and people started getting calls from their friends and relatives, and the members of the team and my friends in the org, they'll wait on the TV. Like there was this one day when the ads were on for Bahubali, and almost the entire world saw it, and it was another level. Like that, that feeling of pride when people call you and said Treebo Hotel is on TV, and Irfan Khan is the brand ambassador of the hotel. It was phenomenal.